Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this series we're going to be going over Venus in the houses, okay? Venus in all the houses, and in this episode we're going to be going over the first house. So having Venus in your first house, Venus in your first house. And before we get into Venus the first house, let's just understand what Venus is and what the first house is first, okay? Venus in astrology is the energy of love, okay? It's the love planet. Okay, and love is like a hard energy to explain, but pretty much love is the energy that brings us together. Very much like a magnet, okay? It's the energy of attraction. And Venus is not only that, but it's the balancer. It balances everything, okay? It makes sure things are fair, things are equal, okay? This is why Venus rules Libra and Libra rules the scales, because it's all about balance, okay? And it deals with relationships, okay? Because relationships are a balance, you know? It's like you and then another person. You choose that other person based on traits that balance yourself. It's like you're finding your yin and yang, okay? It's all a balance, like the scales, like Libra, because Venus rules Libra. But again, Venus deals with love, relationships, dating, and art and beauty, okay? Because beauty is how we attract people, okay? How we get into these relationships through what we're attracted to. So Venus is very much the energy of love. It's the feminine energy. And then you have the first house, which deals with your identity, your physical body, your surface persona, what people first see when they first see you, okay? Your existence, you know, your identity, what you identify with as a personality, okay? This is your first house. So the first thing I can say about Venus in the first house people is that these people are physically blessed, okay? When it comes to how they look like, okay, they're going to be, you know, attractive, okay? Because Venus is all about attraction, it's all about beauty, okay? And a lot of times what makes us beautiful is being symmetrical, like face symmetry. And when you talk about Venus, again, with balance, symmetry is all about balance. It's making sure everything's even so these people can physically, Venus in the first house can manifest as they physically look very beautiful because they're very symmetrical, very balanced features, and even body too, very proportionate, symmetrical body. So Venus in the first house really blesses you on a physical level, making you attractive. And even if you aren't physically attractive, you know, with Venus in the first house, you will be also have great style. And, you know, you might not, you know, if you don't think you're physically attractive, you will have great style. The way you dress, the way you style yourself, the way you present yourself, the way, you know, you would do your makeup, the way you will do your makeup, you know, all of that style, you will have that sort of taste because Venus in the first house, it gives you a very beautiful representation. Venus representing beauty, and first house representing your presentation, your identity, yourself, what you look like. So definitely a trait with Venus first house people. They're going to be very into their looks too and giving a very attractive look as well too. Also, Venus in the first house people, another thing is they're very relationship orientated, okay? First house deals with what you identify with. So it's not just what you physically look like or physical character traits, but also your personality. You know, you approach the world this way because this is what you identify with. So it is a part of your personality, and these people are going to identify with relationships. You know, it's going to be something that they love to be in. They're always going to want to create relationships. And because this is your first, your surface persona, people can see you. You could be making so many relationships that people always think of you as a couple or you with someone else because that's how you identify, you know, with having Venus in that first house. So you're big on relationships. Venus is the relationship planet, and, you know, being your first house, you're going to be all about it because your first house is like, you know, your primary personality. But you have to be careful with this because, you know, you don't want to get codependent, okay? Venus in first house people, you know, they could be a possibility of struggling with, you know, being too attached to relationships, because again, the first house, it's you, okay? The first house is about you. It's about yourself. It's about your identity. In order to have an identity, you have to be separate. You have to be individual. And with Venus always, first house people always, identifying, attaching themselves to other people, being in relationships with people, they lose themselves, okay? They lose their own identity, and they're always, identified by who they're with versus who they are. So don't lose that, because that codependent energy with Venus can definitely happen with Venus in the first house. Also, with Venus in the first house, because Venus is here and this is what you identify with, loves beauty. So you are very big on beauty, but it can become obsessive because it deals with your image, okay? Because the first house is your image. It's your physical body. It's what you see. So if you don't like what you see, or you're so focused on what you're seeing with Venus being here, because it loves beauty and being attractive, you could be very nitpicky when it comes to looks. You can have insecurities when it comes to body image, wanting this perfect look. Remember Venus being about balance and symmetry. And, you could just be like really critical on looks and wanting things to look this way, and always, be so much about it, and you don't want to get there. You don't want to get too superficial, because you have to understand that no one's perfect, okay? People can say people are very beautiful, but looking at anyone's face, there's gonna be a little symmetry off, just like if you even see my face now, there's probably an eye that's lazier than the other one, and it just is what it is. So don't get too caught up into that, because Venus in the first house, it makes you super aware of your looks because you want to be attractive, and it's in the first house, which deals with you, again, what we see, your surface persona, your physical identity, body. You can get really crazy. People can get body insecurities with this placement. So calm it down. Don't be too critical, and understand that, this is just beauty. There's so much more. It doesn't have to be so physical. Don't connect beauty only with physicality, if that's even the case for you. Also, Venus in the first house people, these people are very charming, okay? Very charming people, because this is their presentation, they're just, people that you just automatically see, and the way they present themselves, because this is your approach in life, they're just very charming. These are great speakers, communicators. Venus is a social planet, brings people together, so it is about communication, okay? And these people are just charming. They're nice. They're pleasing to be around. They have an identity of something that is pleasing and loving, okay, because of Venus. Venus is this love energy, so people, enjoy being around people who are loving. So Venus in first house people definitely have a very loving image, definitely. Also, an interesting take on Venus in the first house is that these people also, when you talk about the first house is like, your body, like we said, and it also deals with like your energy levels, like your physical, like your existence, your energy, everything within you. So the first house always explains the tone of, not only, it doesn't, what I'm basically saying is the first house not only explains your physical features, but it also explains your energy overall, like how you move, and your energy levels, and how you take action and how you move. And based on whatever signs and planets are in the first house, it's going to represent the flavor of that, like how you move, your energy levels. Are they up? Are they down? Are they surprising? Whatever. And having Venus here in the first house, people like this could be very delicate, very careful. Venus is a very balanced energy. So the way these people move, in general, their energy levels and their behaviors and their postures and their movements is very balanced, very chill, very relaxed, almost low energy, because Venus rules Libra. It's airy, it's not really too fiery. But these people can be very low energy, in some cases, because they're just so delicate and chill and patient. And then in terms of their behavior, movements, and their energy levels and their vibe, overall, it's their spirit is very just chill and relax and balance, and then sometimes even lazy, even low, with Venus in the first house here. And this is so important for the first house because, like I said, the first house rules your physical body. So it's your energy, it's your body posture, you know, how you move. It's all those things, your gestures, you know, those things, your mannerisms, they're gonna show in your movement in the first house, depending on what energy is there. So that's an interesting take to take as well too, with Venus in the first house. And if you're not like this, that, you know, it all depends. You know, you might have other planets, there's aspects, there's degrees, there's so much more, but this is more of a general take. Oh yes, that is Venus in the first house. Okay, Venus in the first house, these people are very attractive, very beautiful, physically beautiful people. Okay, this is just like manifesting physical beauty, honestly. And even if you don't think so, you're gonna have style, you're gonna be attractive, you're gonna have an attractive personality. These people are very loving. Just don't get so caught up into relationships that you don't identify with yourself, because in order to have an identity, you need to be an individual. And if you get so caught up in relationships, you can lose that. So that is Venus in the first house. Very lovely people. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, please book a reading with me. I do natal chart birth readings, okay? All you have to do is email me and we can go forward with that. Also, check out my music I have on Spotify, Apple, and here on YouTube. All the links will be in the description box below. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.